Hey Lisa, I am here to show you some examples to help you with your quiz corrections. So the first example looks something like this. It's going to be very hard to draw. I'm not very good at drawing, but I'll try my best. This is supposed to be a pyramid, so it's three-dimensional. It's hard to do 3D on two-dimensional paper. They tell us that this is an equilateral triangle, so ACD, triangle ACD is equilateral. They tell us that length of DC or CD is 14. So what does that mean about AD? What does AD equal? And what about AC? Okay. After you have answered that question, hopefully you said that AD was 14 and also AC is 14 because it's equilateral. They also tell us that this angle right here is 45 degrees and BC is supposed to be a nice 90 degree. Okay, so let's take that triangle out. This ABC triangle, ABC. And remember, BC is supposed to be 90 degrees. Angle A right here is 45 degrees. And we know side AC is a length of 14. Okay, and if you looked at the other video I sent you with the special right triangles, this is actually a special right triangle. It's a 45, 45, 90. So this is 45, this is 90. So what is angle B? What angle would that be? That would have to be 45 degrees as well because it's 45, 45, 90. So if it's a 45, 45, 90, what can we say about BC? What is this length right here? Okay. And that should be also, since 45 degrees here, 45 degrees here, this is also known as an isosceles triangle. So that means this side is equal to this side, which is 14 units. Okay, so when you're doing your corrections, make sure you're writing this out and send it to me. I'm going to show you two more examples for your quiz corrections. This one was the same numbers, so I'm going to try to just change up the numbers on the next one. So let's clear. And let's look at the next example here. All right, so we are going to need to know some formulas for volume. So for volume, a cylinder looks kind of like this. You think of it maybe as like a can of like green beans or a can of any kind of, vegetable, corn. So a cylinder looks like this, and volume of a cylinder, the formula that I have down for volume is pi r squared times the height. So you need to know r, which is the radius, and you need to know the height of the cylinder. So the height is going to be that total height of our cylinder, and the radius is going to be on the top part, which is like a circle. We got to figure out from the middle of the circle to the side of the circle. That's going to be our radius. We also want to know volume of a cone. So a cone, you can think about that as like ice cream cone. It looks like a cylinder, but you see how the cylinder has that round base? The cone only has the round on the top, and it comes to a point. So volume of a cone is a little bit different. it's pi r squared times h over 3. So times the height, but divided by 3. Looks similar to the cylinder, but we get that divided by 3 part. And then one more formula for you is a pyramid. A pyramid looks kind of like this. Okay, again, this is supposed to be three-dimensional, so it's a little bit hard to draw, but volume of a pyramid is length times width times height all over 3, divided by 3. Okay, so it's good to have these formulas. Make sure you write down these formulas when you're doing your corrections. And let's do a couple examples. So the 2 examples that I have here, remember, I'm going to change up the numbers, so on your assignment, you can do it on your piece of paper. So here we go. Let's try the one about the cylinder. So we have a cylinder, and they draw a nice picture. All right. They say that the height is 20 centimeters. So I'm going to change mine to say the height is, let's make it 25 centimeters. So height is 25 centimeters. And then the diameter, in your example, it says 8 centimeters, but I'm going to say the diameter, let's make it 10 centimeters. Okay, diameter is the entire length here, and I'm going to make that 10 centimeters. So then it says, what is the approximate volume of this tube, of the cylinder? Round to the nearest whole cubic centimeter. So remember, volume of a cylinder is pi times r squared times height. So we've got volume is pi, which we can say pi is like 3.14, times, now we need the radius. So the radius represents half of the diameter. So if the diameter is 10, what's half of 10? Well, that should be 5 centimeters. So that's going to be 5. But remember, it's 5 squared because it's radius squared. And then times the height. Well, the height is 25. So grab your calculator. If you have a calculator on your phone, I kind of use the calculator on my phone. I'm going to multiply 3.14 times 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, times 25. And I got this number, 1,962.5. So since it's a 0.5, I can round it up. So it'll be 1,963 centimeters cubed. Okay, now remember, this is a different example. I just changed the numbers. So try it on your own. I'll give you a moment to try with your numbers. So your numbers are, the height for yours is 20 centimeters, and the diameter for yours is 8 centimeters. So I'm going to give you a minute to try that one. And last example, this is the, I think, most challenging one. It tells us about a cone that's inside a square pyramid. So I'm going to try my best to draw this, but it's not going to be pretty. All right, so we have this cone. There's the cone, but it's inside a square pyramid. So square pyramid. Kind of like this, and then you can see that. And then, yeah, I'm telling you right now, it is not pretty. But we're going to go ahead and play with this. They give us the height. They give us the radius. Okay? And then they give us the square, which is this bottom part. The bottom part is a square. And they have a circle inside the square. And that's our radius. Remember, the radius is half of the diameter. Okay, so they say that this is 2r because 1r is half of it. So if you double it, you get the total of 2r. It says since the area of the circle, so area of the circle is pi over 4, okay? The area of the circle is pi over 4, then the area of the square, which they want the volume of the cone equals, so volume of the cone, well, we're just gonna have to look at the one that gives us the formula, the correct formula. So the formula we're looking for is, if you remember, volume of a cone, we wrote it down earlier, is pi r squared times h over 3. This is really important, and if you look at your choices, it looks like 3 of the 4 have that as our choice. So now we have to figure out, well, which one are we going to use? We got to use the one that has pi over 4, of course. So that leaves us to 2 choices. So pi over 4, and then we've got 2r squared times h over 3. And now we are going to simplify it. So simplify means we're going to multiply 4 times 3, which is 12. So on the bottom we have 12. And then we have to do 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. R squared is r squared times pi, because we have the pi here, and times h. And then we're going to simplify 4 12ths. 4 over 12, or 12 divided by 4 is going to be 3. I'm going to write over here. So it's going to be r squared pi times h over 3. Or whenever you divide by 3, you can say it's also a 1/3. So 1/3 pi r squared times h. So take a look, see if you can find that one. I hope this helps. This one was definitely a challenging one. So I'm going to send you this video, and if you have any questions, just let me know, okay? I will talk to you soon.